What's going on, Failroaders? I'm Joshua Thomas, and, well, I'm here to talk to you about Final Fantasy IX Magic the Gathering cards. I hadn't originally planned to do this, as I don't have a ton of cards, as you can see. This is pretty much all of them right here, and I wasn't as well studied on Final Fantasy IX as it has been a while since I played the game. Nevertheless, with its 25th anniversary just around the corner, as of the recording of this video, I couldn't help but get a little hyped for it, and so yeah, let's just talk about some of these Final Fantasy IX cards and explain what's going on. First off, we've got two of our legendary playable characters here. We're going to start off with Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. It says lifelink, which makes a lot of sense for her, and it says, whenever Garnet attacks, you may remove a lore counter from each of any number of sagas you control. Put a +1/+1 counter on Garnet for each lore counter removed this way. So that makes a lot of sense, as I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these are saga cards. Yes, they say saga on them right there. So summon cards are saga cards, and, well, Garnet isn't just a cleric. She's also a summoner in Final Fantasy IX. So it makes sense that she has lifelink, but it also makes sense that she can gain power from essentially summons. The quote at the bottom says, "Someday I will be queen, but I will always be myself." It just means simply that she doesn't want being queen to change who she is. Next, we have another playable character. This is Freya Crescent. Legendary creature, Rat Knight. Yes, she is a giant rat person. She has jump because in Final Fantasy she is considered a dragoon, and dragoons are famous for having the jump ability. During your turn, Freya Crescent has flying, so yeah, she can jump pretty high. You can tap her to add 1 red mana, spend this mana only to cast an equipment spell or activate an equip ability. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. We live not to forget our past, but to learn from it. So, yeah, certainly a haunting past that she has, or at least her past haunts her a bit, and she definitely has to deal with that during the course of the game. So, explaining some of these other cards, let's talk about Unexpected Request. Gain control of a target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. You may attach an equipment you control to that creature. If you do, unattach it at the beginning of the next end step. I shall hereby do my best to kidnap you. So, well, what is interesting about this is at the very beginning of the game, the main character, Zidane, is on a mission to actually kidnap the Princess of Alexandria, Princess Garnet, and, well, when he gets to her, she actually says, you know what, I want to be kidnapped. And it is quite unexpected, so there you go. Now, someone who would definitely be against this is Adalbert Steiner, another playable character. He is an extremely loyal knight and will protect anyone, but is also quite lawful as well. I almost said noble, and I was just like, wait, he's noble, yes, but lawful was the word I'm looking for. So Adalbert Steiner also has lifelink, and he gets a +1/+1 for each equipment you control. Chivalry requires a knight to look after his comrades in arms. I will not abandon you. So, once again, this the fact that the main character is there to kidnap her, Adalbert is definitely against this, and it leads to some funny conflicts in the middle of this game. Also, someone who might not want Garnet to be kidnapped is Beatrix, the loyal general. Unlike Adalbert Steiner, Beatrix stays behind in Alexandria and, well, does Queen Brand's bidding, and she is definitely extremely loyal, as she does some very questionable things during the course of this game. She's got vigilance, which means attacking doesn't cause this creature to tap. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of equipment you control to target creature you control. That seems like a pretty good ability. I commend your courage, but I will show you no mercy. Just a little example of kind of how ruthless she can be. You'll have to play the game just to see how many of these things turn out. I won't give too many spoilers, but if a card kind of is a spoiler in itself, well, I won't have much of a choice there. I don't have any VV cards, but I do have the Fire Magic. VV is pictured in this Fire Magic card. He is essentially, well, what the typical Black Mage looks like. All the way back to Final Fantasy I, Black Mages had this just black face with these glowing eyes, the straw hat, and the blue garb. And, well, VV is one of the good guys, quite possibly one of the best characters in Final Fantasy IX as well. I won't go into any more detail than that, but I don't have a VV card, but I did have that one. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, is that a VV card? But not quite. So that'll bring us into Cornered by Black Mages. Really cool. The target opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice and then create a 0/1 Black Wizard creature token with, well, the ability that it says on the token. And what do you know? Hey, there is a Black Mage also from Final Fantasy IX. So these Black Mages are being created in some manner in Final Fantasy IX. It's a mystery as to what exactly is going on here, but Queen Bran is creating an army of them, and, well, I wonder if VV has anything to do with that. You'll have to play the game to find out. But it's quite fitting to have Cornered by Black Mages in the Final Fantasy IX Black Mage art style. Another thing that is interesting about Final Fantasy IX is the Crystal Fragment. So we have here Queen Garnet, and then we also have another character that you'll meet later on as well. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, and then you can exile this equipment, then return it to the battlefield, transformed under its own control, or its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. And on the flip side of this is Summon Alexander. The interesting thing about Alexander is Alexander appears as a summon in many different Final Fantasy games, but plays an extremely important role in Final Fantasy IX, as Alexander is also the protector of Alexandria, and is oftentimes seen as a giant construct looking to be made of either giant castle parts or perhaps cathedral parts. It almost has this holy appearance to it, and it is considered to be a holy summon, as its element is a light element or a holy element, and it usually casts some kind of holy attack that deals extra damage against dark or negative or demon creatures. So yeah, those are many of the Final Fantasy cards I have. I mentioned this one in another video, but this is simply a frog token, but this is also a Final Fantasy IX card, as the person in the background that you see there is Quina, who is also another character in Final Fantasy IX who joins your party. And the funny thing is, Quina is, I believe, a gourmand. Please correct me if I pronounced that wrong, or if it's called something else in Final Fantasy IX, but she's basically a chef. Not even sure if she is a she, but she also really likes the taste of frogs. So her being in this image right here in the background, just looming, is kind of funny. Well, I hope you enjoyed that explanation of all of these Final Fantasy IX cards. I know I didn't go over quite all of them, but hey, if you would like to see more of these or learn more about the other Final Fantasy cards, stay tuned because more of these videos are coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and you know what? If you want to learn more about Final Fantasy, be sure and check out this video, which explains which is the best Final Fantasy game to start with. So, I've been Joshua Thomas on the Failroad Express. I'll catch you guys next time.